Hello and welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 106. Just an update. Alright, so we're recording this a little late in the week. It is Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Barely got my coffee in me, but let's get going because I didn't want you to leave you high and dry for another week. So there wasn't a whole lot going on this weekend or this past week. A lot of rain, a lot of worked 6 days this week, and not a whole lot got done. I mean, look, I at the garden is about in stasis right now. I've got to still plant green beans, and I'm going to get some more peppers out because I will transition them if they're not fully done at the end of the season into the grow tents and stuff so that we have lots of jalapenos. I want to get some squash out there too. Hopefully this will be in between. It is a crescent squash, I think is what it's called. Scallop squash. And they were pretty good. They're smaller. Didn't have bug issues with them last time I grew them, so hoping that's what's going to happen now. So, yeah, really nothing got done. This week, last night, I got home after working all day and that, and my exhaust went funky on the truck again, so I crawled under last night and was out there till just before midnight fixing that exhaust, and it's done, but definitely feeling it in the back and stuff, and the shoulder, and yeah, the shoulder's not getting much better. I'm afraid I'm probably going to have to go to the doctor for this one. I'll give it another week or so probably, but it's not looking good. I'm starting to get a little bit more sensitive when I take it over my head and bring it down. It catches and the pain and, old things. Okay, so I guess, like I said, I don't have a whole lot to say. I guess I could talk about it. Last night I was laying under the truck. Like I said, it was after 11 p.m. Dark. I had a headlight on, and I was under there taking the exhaust apart and putting the pieces back together and that. And it just took me back to all the times in the summer and that where my dad and I were out working with the lights on. For one, because it was cooler. You didn't want to go work in the middle of the day, but two, because the projects just took long. So, you had to have patience. And all these things, I may not even thought about it back then. I just thought that we were working on that car. But we were getting taught. I was getting taught patience. I was getting taught logical thinking and how to repair cars and stuff. And I know that the repairs have gotten a little bit more rough these years because of electronics and stuff, but the exhaust is the exhaust. It hasn't changed a whole lot, really. A tire is a tire. Brakes pretty much are still brakes. But I remembered laying under that truck with Dad and working on stuff and getting covered with rust and get rust in your eye and then taking a shower when you're all done, and Dad was always the one to make sure the tools got put away when we were done, and I was the type to just throw them in a box and set them inside, and we'll get to them another day. And to this day, I still have some boxes out here in the garage from when I did brakes that still have tools and stuff in them. So I guess I didn't learn that lesson. But then it made me start thinking as I was laying there. I've got a son, and about, 6 years ago or so, he moved to Wisconsin, and I haven't seen him since. I don't get to talk to him too much. I make sure to message him on Christmas and his birthday to let him know I'm thinking about him, and anytime where I get a vibe where I just feel like he needs something said from me. But, he never really wanted to learn much from me. And now I've got the girls, and they would just regular hand me the wrench and let me do it rather than learn how to do the stuff themselves. And it made me sad for a little bit because, my dad taught me these things whether he meant to or not, just by helping out and doing things. And I have this knowledge and will of the gods, I guess, because I get angry. And he was good at that too, keeping me from getting angry. Because when I get angry, I tend to just go full brute force and break things and myself, like maybe my shoulder. But, and I don't have someone there that wants to learn that from me and wants that to pass on. And I don't know, it just kind of made me sad, and it keeps going back to my feeling that we don't have community anymore. And a lot of that's for me, is my fault. I didn't really want community. I mean, I want the people to be there, and I loved being with the people. But every time someone helps me out, I get that feeling that now I'm going to owe them. So then I don't ask for help. And that's rough, because we all need help. We need to swallow our pride and ask for the help. And even if it's a pain to somebody else, because they do it for you, so you should do it for them. And I have no problem helping other people out. But like I said, when someone wants to help me out, it just makes me feel like I'm in debt to them and I owe them one. And I don't want to be in debt to anybody. But that's not the way it should be. It should be they would help me out because they know I'll help them out. But I guess, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. That's just me expressing my feelings. And that's what you get when it's the morning, middle of the week, and I need to get a episode recorded, because if I don't, then you'll go another week without it after just having one, after having none for a week. And, I couldn't have that happen, could I? So hopefully I'll get out there. Not today, because I'm stiff and sore and haven't been sleeping and grumpy. And, hey, you kids, get off my yard. Oh, wait. So just kind of relaxing, trying to get some sleep, some rest. And then I'll get out there and get these beans and stuff planted. I still got plenty of time. I'm not worried about it. The only one I was worried about is the peppers. And like I said, I'm going to put those in fabric pots so that they can be brought inside and continue growing all year. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. It'll be a good experiment, right? Okay. Thanks for joining me on this short and hopefully sweet episode of TreeWalker Talks. And I hope to see you on the next one.